Hello and welcome to Relationship SOS. I'm going to be talking about body dysmorphia and body dysmorphia within relationships. So let me give you an outline of what body dysmorphia is. Body dysmorphia is a mental disorder where a person sees their body as being something different to what it actually is. So for example, a person with body dysmorphia may be, for example, a size 10, but when they look in the mirror they see themselves as a size 22. They may see their skin as being something different to what it actually is. They may look at their eyes and see it as something that they might see their eyes as being too small when actually they're not too small. They might see their hands as being too big. It's a way of viewing your body and believing that there is something fundamentally wrong with how you look. And I'm going to be looking at how body dysmorphia and relationships, what are the breakdowns in a relationship when somebody has body dysmorphia? Can it be difficult when you're actually in a relationship and you have body dysmorphia? Getting with your partner, being with your partner, what are the hindrances? How uncomfortable is it? How do you get over it? I'm going to be interviewing, I've got a guest for you today. I'm going to be interviewing Ghini, and he's going to be coming in shortly, and we're going to be discussing body dysmorphia, and he's going to tell you a bit about his journey. He's also a YouTube vlogger, a makeup artist, fabulous makeup artist, and he designs shoes. So welcome, Ghini. Welcome to Relationship SOS. I have Ghini with me today. We are titling this about body dysmorphia. We're going to look at facial dysmorphia. I'm here with Ghini, who is a makeup artist. He is fabulous at his craft, also designs shoes. And I've appeared on his platform, on his YouTube channel, discussing facial dysmorphia. So I'm going to delve into that. I'm going to let Ghini introduce himself. So could you tell us a bit more about you?
Right. So I am Guinea. I'm 24, and I used to have really bad facial dysmorphia growing up as a teenager. I had severe acne, and I would religiously cover myself with makeup, layers of it, even when I went to the gym. And yes, that was not the easiest.
No, well, when you're young and you've got acne and then you're covering it up already, that's not healthy. And going to the gym, I go to the gym, and I go to the gym sometimes, not too often, more often than not. And when I do go and I see there are women who pile on makeup to get on a treadmill, and I think I don't look that way when I'm training, because I'm there to train. But it is there is this thing happening right now where everybody's so worried about how they look, and where we have people transforming themselves. You have those videos where people have completely changed their face. They just look completely different. Their bodies look different. Their hair is different. Everything is just not as it naturally is.
Yeah.
And I wonder how that affects them when they're in a relationship. When you get intimate with somebody and you have to bear all, how do you manage your true self against the made-up self? And what does that do for you emotionally and mentally, knowing that you are changing your entire self on a daily basis? Is keeping it up as well.
Oh, absolutely. I'm glad that I no longer do it, to be honest. I'm really grateful to have grown out of it and to come to terms with who I am as a person, not just my exterior. It's all about interior now for me. And self-love is the best form of love. And I'm really grateful that my ex-partner taught me so much about self-love.
You were saying that so when you're with somebody, right, and you've got all of these hang-ups about yourself, how does it affect the relationship?
I think at the beginning of it, it was all about keeping up, as you suggested. It was all about, oh, okay, we're going out, I got to look a certain way. And it got to a point that I just couldn't do it anymore. And then I had a little breakdown. I didn't feel like I was worthy. I felt like I was flawed. And I'm really grateful because he was someone who empowered me throughout so many moments and difficult times.
And that, do you know what? That's quite touching as you said that, because I think that is the thing. Being, as a psychotherapist, I see clients in from the primary, privately, and this thing about how we look. So body dysmorphia is not just about the body, the face is everything. And it's looking in the mirror, and if there is something which we're challenged with, seeing it as 1,000 times worse than it actually is. And also not recognising who we are underneath that. And I think the feelings of unworthiness, that can really hinder you in a relationship. For me, it was weight, and I always had an issue with my size and how I looked. And growing up and getting used to how I am and recognising one thing, that we're human. Right, we are flawed at times. There is no such thing as us being completely perfect, which is why we're perfectly imperfect.
Absolutely.
And we're constantly we're gonna change. So when I see a video of me and I think, oh my gosh, I think I've put on weight in that video, it's not the end of the world, because ultimately I can change it if I want to, but I'm going to change. That's life. And I think when we go into relationships and we have these hang-ups about our bodies, not recognising that our bodies are going to take on a transformation throughout. We age. The moment we're born, we're changing.
Absolutely.
We don't stay the same, but it's so interesting how we feel unworthy because of the way we believe people are seeing us.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. And it's inevitable because when we are all dressed up and looking glamorous, we get treated differently to when we are just undone.
Well, tell me about that. Have you got any experiences?
My goodness, yes, absolutely. When we are, well, personally speaking, when I was all dressed up and put together, I always feel like, even till right now, I do feel like we get treated really differently, and people take you a lot more seriously and have a different kind of respect, whether it's superficial respect or not. You do get respected differently. As opposed to when you look like you just come out of the gym. Like, you and I don't put too much effort. Because why? Why should we put so much effort in? We're not there to please anyone. We're there to work on ourselves.
To work
anyway.
out, yes.
So I think that is a contributing factor to facial dysmorphia, body dysmorphia, or dysmorphia in general. The drastic difference with the way we get treated. And that's why I always go by self-love is the best form of love. It is the foundation of all relationships that you build.
I fully agree, because I've noticed that. I've noticed that if I go out wearing something, if I look more grungy, people can ignore you. They're not particularly nice. It's as though you're invisible. You know, it's like you're not really a full person. Whereas if you get a bit glammed up and a bit, people say they let you pass, they smile. And I also find that with cars as well, by the way. It's like, depends on what you're driving. You know, people allow you to get by, depending on. We live in a world where it's all about the look. So when we look at ourselves and we are expecting another person to love us for us, but yet we're not giving them, we're not showing them what we really are, because actually underneath it, we haven't accepted who we are. And then when we have that whole issue with our own bodies, that can really, really cause you to feel so uncomfortable in a relationship. Really. How, in the past, have you experienced where you have never shown a partner what you truly look like?
Borderline, yes. I have gone to sleep with makeup on before, yes, as a teenager. And just constantly denying that I'm wearing makeup as a teenager at school.
Amazing.
I was like, I'm just wearing sunscreen, but it was orange.
or any sunscreen.
It was just
It's
a
amazing how
terrible
you
match
can just.
to. Oh yeah,
Well,
in
can
denial.
I just say though,
Yeah.
your make because you've come a long way. Your journey has been quite amazing, and what you've done, even when you did my makeup today, how light it feels, how natural, and all the products you put on. It doesn't feel like I'm wearing anything. So you've really learned how to manage makeup and really so you've actually you're not just using it to cover up. You've
Never.
done a whole different. How has that been for you? Tell us about this makeup journey.
Oh my goodness, it's transformed the person that I am. Just learning to really use it as a tool to not cover up, like you said, but to empower myself and one another. And yes, you just need to understand that you're beautiful inside out to begin with, and when you can look at it as a form of art and a tool to empower yourself, you look at it really differently, and you put together combinations differently because you have a different purpose, you have a different end goal.
I like that. I like how you said, because I think when we look at makeup can have such a it can be such a dirty word. A woman's wearing makeup, well, she's not real, she's hiding who she is. And yes, people do use it to hide who they are sometimes. Whereas you just explained about the whole empowerment, you know. And I do love makeup. I love playing with eyeshadows. I love the different colours. But at the same time, I do love the way I look anyway. But you have people who can't manage. They can't be themselves. They actually, and that's really uncomfortable. I can't imagine I can imagine what the anxiety is when you wake up on a daily basis thinking, I've got to get in the mirror and I've got to change. I've got to look. What was the thing you would say to yourself when you would
unworthy, ugly, gross.
Wow.
Yeah, it goes on. The list goes on.
Then this is what. Imagine and I've said this similar things to myself. You know, trying to change my own perception. And that resonates with me too. And as you said it, I felt that. That and trying to be with somebody, it just doesn't mix, does it?
It's like when you go into a relationship feeling incomplete, it's not going to be a good relationship, because like attracts like. I do believe that you would attract a partner that is on your level of self-esteem, confidence, and when you try to complete one another, it's never going to work, because you can only complete yourself. And on the flip side, if you go into a relationship feeling complete and you then enhance each other's experience, that is when magic happens. I
liked how you put. It's true, because if you're trying to complete each other and like does attract like, or you can, or that awful part where you've been telling yourself so much negative thoughts that you meet somebody that helps you along with those negative thoughts. That can be so, and I've experienced that part of it where I felt so bad about my own self that I attracted people that would reiterate all of the negativity that I was already thinking and feeling about me.
Goodness.
And that enhanced how I thought about myself, and also enhanced the way you treat yourself as well.
Absolutely.
And if you meet somebody who is going to see you and really, you know, take advantage of what they're thinking and feeling, it's going to it's going to wreak havoc. And I think it's something which so many people are going through anyway.
Absolutely. Relationship and confidence is, where do we begin? Having a partner that is supportive is so important. It matters not what they look like or what they wear. It really doesn't. It's really about the dynamics, the emotional availability, the support. and that is really what matters the most. And I'm grateful to have learned that. And
I find your journey, watching your videos, I find your journey it's refreshing. The way and I remember you explaining to me how you had another Instagram and you had all these millions, thousands of people looking and watching, and this one you all made up, and you started another one with your authentic self. And the difference of that, because that's a massive change.
Oh yeah, I have less than 10% of what my previous following.
You know, and I find we're living in a world where people will love you when you're fake and not give you any love, or they, as Princey A put it, hate you when you're real. And the more real you are, the more open you are, there's less people give you attention and focus. Whereas when you fake it, it's just so amazing. It's what we gravitate to. So it's as though we are predisposed to disliking any realness about being human. When we can't hide from it though. It's interesting how the human psyche works. It's just really,
I agree with you.
It's so interesting and this is one thing when we take ourselves into a relationship, if we don't have that relationship with ourselves, we take ourselves into a relationship where we are still berating ourselves and causing ourselves, you know, turmoil. We're only going to continue that.
No.
Do you know what I mean? We're with somebody that's gonna trigger all of that. You have to be calm. You have to be relaxed with who you are.
Absolutely.
I think you really have. You've come such a long way there.
Thank you so much.
How do you feel about yourself now?
I feel like I feel on top of the world. I genuinely do. Especially after understanding that it matters the most how I feel and think, not what other people think of me, because most of the time it's a direct reflection of their integrity and who they are anyway. So when I master that, I'm still learning every day, but when I got to when I acknowledged that was really transformative. Very, very empowering. Just understanding that people will judge you no matter what you do. And it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter, because it's an opinion. It's not a fact.
Yes.
And people can say whatever they want. And when you're positive, when you are grateful for what you have and the journey that you've been, because it's easy to go back and say, oh, that was a rubbish time. That was a time that was really tough. But without that time, you wouldn't be where you are. It led you to who you've become and the person that you are.
I agree.
And I think you can only attract more positivity when you become that yourself. When you love yourself, you can only attract partners that also love themselves and love you.
I think you've just rounded it up.
Oh.
You did. That was well said. I think you just rounded it up. I think that goes without saying, you know. And I do love watching your videos. So please, I'm going to add in the description box. I'm going to add Guinea's YouTube channel, and you can watch his journey because he does travel a lot and he misses flights as well. But
so it's pretty much beauty, lifestyle, and also personal growth.
And I think, it's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun.
Thank you.
So I'm going to end it there. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for doing my makeup as well. I think you've done a fab job. I might need to keep you in the closet at home.
Please do.
But thank you so much, Guinea, and thank you so much for watching. This is Relationship SOS. Body dysmorphia in relationships. My name is Disree Shaw, and I'm on a mission to make therapy accessible and change the world one thought at a time. So if you want to get in contact with me, my details will be in the description box below. I'm a psychotherapist and I practice at the Priory and privately. So If you want to find out how you're feeling, for example, you want to check your own emotional levels, go to my website and fill in one of the questionnaires. We've got anxiety, depression, we've got anger, we've got jealousy, we've got stress. Do you want to check your own mental health and be in charge of you? And don't forget to sign up to the newsletter. It's all about you now, where we will have tips from Guinea featuring there as well. So thank you so much for coming, and thank you for watching. Bye for now.
Bye.
Clappy clap clap. I won't sing. La!
Yes.
Are you ready? I'm singing. Because Guinea says I can sing, so you all are going to be stuck with the voice. No.
I think you should.
I'm going to sing this episode.
Yeah.
Relationship SOS!
That's